Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over just some general tips on how to get better at making music. There's a lot of information I've just sort of gathered over the years that I want to share with you guys. Some simple things, some a little more advanced, but either way this should help you out like on your music production journey with hopefully better realizing your ideas and overall making some better sounding music. I'm going to be getting right into this here with a couple of things involving chords, because I think this is sort of one of the most important things to building a track, being able to get your chords done well. So I have this track here, which I'm running in the background, just kind of like a little drum and bass thing, and I think this is a great example to start off on, because the chords are super important to what we're doing here. So let me quickly stop it, and we'll start talking about how this came to be. I took a one-shot sample of just a little like saw brass pad kind of thing, which sounded like this. You know, I just went and drew in some notes. This was just mainly by ear to go ahead and get a vibe going. But after that, I made a nice little chord layer that I think complements it well, and that's this sound that comes in over here. So I want to talk about how I make chords, because I think this is super important, and I have a really easy way that I go about doing this. So the very first thing that I do, I'm actually going to delete the majority of like what we have here chords-wise. Just start with our root notes, also known as bass notes here. So I did these by ear. I just came up with a progression over top that saw patch layer that I wanted to have. And again, like by ear, this is just something you sort of develop as you make songs. But I got this going on right now, kind of quiet. Turn it up. Right, so that was like a good progression. I just thought like that sounded right to me. And I'm going to show you how I take bass notes and turn them into a chord progression. So I like to go up a couple of octaves, so like we'll start here. And usually I'll even duplicate it, so that way we just have that up here. Nice and audible now. And what I do involves copy and pasting a few times, but putting them in different spots. We've pasted it over itself right now, and we're going to move it up a couple of steps. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and leave it there. This will end up making a major chord. Before I hit play, I'm going to copy and paste it once more, and we're going to go up 5, 6, 7, so 3 more from there. These are all major chords. And my strategy here, especially if I have other melodic elements that sort of suggest whether or not it wants to be major or minor, I'll play it with them, and the chord that sounds wrong, I'll change into a minor. And the way you do that is by taking this middle note and bringing it down 1. Let's leave it on major, see what it sounds like. So far, this all sounds right to me. And this one, I think that could be a cool little turnaround, but for now, this one sort of stuck out a bit and I think it wants to be minor. We're going to do this instead. Now listen to how it sounds. That one as well sort of sticks out. Also wants to be minor like that. So now we have our chord progression, and we can start doing different things like voicing. So something I like to do a lot is take the top notes and press Control down to move them down an octave. You get something a little more like this. Then you can go add other notes that sort of sound good. Just to add like a different melody up top, so we can go like... We'll do like this. That's sort of cool. And again, this goes with what we had before. And now you're able to build chords that fit whatever you're working on. The second thing I want to talk about is adding a lot of melodic layers that are sort of doing different things to make a nice little bed for your track. So I have that saw patch still running here. It sounds like this, just as a reminder. We then built this chord patch. These are the two things we talked about so far. But as you can see, I still have several other layers in here. I've got this one, which is another one shot where I just like highlighted some notes from the top of the chords to complement it like this. Sounds like that. It's very subtle, but listen to it with everything. So I'll do one at a time. Do like this. Turn this one on. And there it is up there, you can kind of hear it. I also have this one, which is moving really, really fast. Sounds like this. But it's using notes that are in those chords, so you know for sure they're going to work and kind of complement each other well. From there, I'm suggesting a couple of different melodies. There's this one, which is just like a little sine layer. And that's working with this. So play all of these together. You now have this going on. And this is a key detail that I think is super important to making tracks with more depth. You want to give the listener a lot of things to focus on, but not too much that it's overwhelming and they're fighting for space. I think these all play together nicely. And then from here, what I do is I introduce our bass. So this is coming in kind of quietly. It's not like too frontal or anything. Over here. And there's also drums that come in here. Like that. But you see our bass is super understated. It sounds like this right now. Just very low. And over here, I end up opening it up and adding a lot of more like hype chord layers, which sounds a little like this. And I also have a couple of things for transitions. This is another thing that's really, really important for making good music. If you're making a song that has like two varying sections that are quite a lot different, you want to make sure they transition nicely. This took me a lot. I ended up throwing in this little impact and a vocal shout, and then a drum fill that leads into that B section. Like that. So listen to it with that now. Suddenly that flows a lot better. And I think that was a very welcome change. That's another thing that you just kind of get a feel for over time, but it mainly involves using your pre-existing elements. So like I took that drum loop, I chopped it up so it became like a little bit of a fill with the snare. We're cutting things strategically so that way nothing's overlapping that doesn't want to, and it kind of foreshadows something new's happening. So that's a bit in regards to like this project that I think can help you to make better music, but we're not necessarily done talking about all of the resources that are available yet. I'll just run this in the back as like background music while we do a bit of discussion here. But I want to get into like where you should be looking for production content. We have it really lucky now where that like say like 10, 15 years ago, the rise of like YouTube tutorials, that wasn't really too big for music production yet. It was kind of like in its infancy. Whereas now there's so many free resources available online. You used to have to go to like some kind of masterclass to maybe hear from professionals, but now a lot of these people like have their own channels, or maybe they stream over on Twitch, and you could just get like uncut production content that shows someone maybe making a whole track from scratch. That's something that I think is one of the most important things to watch. If you ever have a chance, if you have a favorite artist, see if they have any streams up where they've made a song from scratch. Because what you'll often find, a lot of tutorials kind of do like, it's trimmed up super fast because you don't want a lot of dead air, you don't want to waste people's time. But a lot of music production is in those like very quiet moments where you're nitpicking a sound, like going really crazy to try to get it perfect. Those details really do matter. And if you could see someone working on stuff like that, definitely take advantage of that because you will learn a lot. I'll say for sure that's where I learned the majority of my like production skill, just from watching like uncut live streams, especially like as they happen and you can ask questions. And as well on top of that, make sure to check out a whole bunch of different YouTubers. I don't mean to really plug myself here, but I do a lot of music production content, especially like short form and long form. So whatever you want to watch, if you just want like quick answers to things or a more like well thought out video, pick whatever you like and watch that because it's very helpful to learn and see how other people are working. These steps should help you to get better at making music. Again, I wanted to get into more like technical stuff, but also some just like mindset and where to find like content to learn the software even. So I hope this is helpful to you. And if you guys have any tips that you want to share in the comment section below for anyone of like really any skill level, for maybe like beginners or even more advanced people, feel free to do so. I do read all my comments. I'd love to see that. But if this video is helpful to you, please drop a like and subscribe for more content from me in the future. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next one.